It's just more getting there when there's no line.
It is. It's trying to get in when there's no line. Everybody's in line for that for some reason. I'm like, man. Yeah.
Life is the
Johnsons.
Hey, subscribe and hit that bell if you want all this candy.
Hey guys, first of all, we want to apologize for the lack of videos. We have a lot of vlogs that we've filmed. We've just been so busy. October is always super busy. And also, congratulations to Alice M for being our giveaway winner. We hope to do more giveaways in the future, so be sure to keep watching.
And like and subscribe.
Okay, so Oogie Boogie Bash. This is our review and tips with kids. So first of all, it was an amazing time. I think I even liked it more than just a normal day at Disney. What do you think?
Definitely.
Adults can dress up. You can't be that, which normally you can't. So tip number one, I would say arrive early. So they say that the event starts at 6 and they say they let people in at 3, but we actually got in at 2:40 and it seemed like they were even letting people in before that.
Yep. And we went on quite a few rides before the event even started.
Yep, took advantage of that time.
Let's see, we went on what? Little Mermaid. What else did we go on?
We did Little Mermaid,
Toy Story.
Toy Story. I think that was it because we also made sure to eat before Oogie Boogie Bash started. That way we would be ready to go. We have obviously 2 little ones.
So which leads into tip number 2.
Which is?
Eat and take your photos before Oogie starts.
Not just because it's starting, but once it starts to get dark quick. So.
It gets dark and it's very fast paced. So if you're there just for Oogie Nights specifically, then you want to take advantage of all the treat trails and all the special Oogie Night events.
Especially if you have kids, because you know everything takes a little more time. Next tip is bring extra bags or a backpack or something, because when you go in, this is what they give each person, and you will fill this up at, I don't know, maybe 2 trails, if that.
1 trail. No, 1 trail, because each trail has maybe 4 buckets of people passing out candy. So
it wasn't just candy. They gave grapes, pouches of applesauce, carrots, apple slices, chips, pretzels.
And those grapes were amazing. We took this ginormous bag, this big thing compared to this little beaker. We took this thing and we hung it.
We took 2.
Oh yeah, we took 2 and we hung them on the stroller. So every time the kids got their candy, we would dump the little bag in this big bag, and then it was hanging on the stroller, so we wouldn't have to carry all this candy, because in the end it was like literally 15 pounds to 20 pounds of candy.
We had 2 of them, and I would say between the 4 of us, we filled up maybe 1 whole bag, or at least close to 1 whole bag.
Yeah,
something like that. It was a lot. My next tip would be to go as early as you can, as in date-wise. So I would go in September next year because I think it was much less crowded, and as you get closer to Halloween, I think it gets more and more crowded.
Yes, I would agree.
And the characters, they try to be very one-on-one with people, very personable, right?
Yeah.
But when it's super crowded, like for the Oogie Boogie line, they had 2 lines going out once, and of course we ended up on the outer one, so we didn't really get to see him as close up.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good setup for Oogie. Like, there's 0 place to take a picture with Oogie.
We were trying so hard with our stroller and the kids, and it was just chaos in there.
The line was non-stop moving through, and they put the treat trail right in front of Oogie Boogie. And then they open up the other side of the hall or whatever, and so that space is all empty, and all the way across the room where Oogie is, it's just crowded with the line. Not even people trying to take pictures, just the line.
Yeah. So another tip I would say is know before you go, know what villains are at what treat trails. I mean, in his opinion,
as I think, okay, so the way we did it, we just barely got 8 of the 10 treat trails done. We did the Mickey dance party and the Villains Grove. And the 2 treat trails we didn't do were the only 2 without a character, right?
yeah.
The 2 we didn't do were, they didn't have any kind of character interaction like Oogie or Cruella or anything like that. It was just get candy. So we skipped those because they already give a ton of candy anyways. So we skipped those ones because you don't want to miss the Mickey dance party or
The parade.
oh, the parade. Yeah, that's right.
We'll get to that in just a second.
Yeah.
But I mean, in your opinion, you had said that we had time to do all of them, which I don't know. I mean, okay. So when Oogie Boogie Bash started, I had a plan to be near the entrance, which is where the first trail is. But since we did Toy Story, it just happened to be that we were on the opposite end of where I wanted to start.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to make sure we saw Oogie Boogie, which was in Hollywoodland. So that kind of screwed up my plans for the night.
It wasn't that bad because there's a the Sid treat trail was on Toy Story Pier.
That's true.
Which, so we got out of Toy Story and we had like 15 minutes before the park closes at 6 o'clock. Like they like shut off all the lights or whatever and they turn on all the Halloween lights.
And they like announce that the Oogie Boogie Bash is starting.
Yeah, like the Oogie Boogie theme song starts playing in the park and just the whole atmosphere changes in literally 5 seconds. But since we were so close, we just jumped in that treat trail line and all the lines seem insanely long, but they are just zooming people through. I mean, each line probably took no more than 5 to 10 minutes at worst. Like,
which is why I say go earlier in September, because I can only imagine it might be even better. And you get more time with the character.
yeah. You need to do the treat trails and the Mickey dance party and the parade. The Villains Grove, if there was anything to get rid of, it's that. So if you don't think you'll make it, the Villains Grove is just a light show. There's no characters in it.
I mean, it's pretty cool and a lot of people love it.
I mean, I'm just being real here. Don't get me wrong, it's neat. It is cool. I enjoyed it. But out of everything else, the Mickey dance party was super interactive. The parade is unique to that night. And all the treat trails with characters, at least, all offer something unique. Whereas the Villains Grove is really just walking through like Christmas trees with Halloween themes.
I think before they used to have characters in there, which, okay, that would make it cool, but I'm not sure. This was our first time going this year, so.
Yeah.
So my next tip is just that I think if you're gonna go, you need to dress up. Like,
oh yeah.
you need to dress up. I saw so many great costumes and like family costumes. Like it just makes it so much more fun, and the characters comment on your costumes. And so I had previously mentioned that we were both working on our costumes for this, and I followed through and I made my Jasmine costume. It was pretty cute, but unfortunately, Dr. Strange.
Yeah, it was the sewing for the cape specifically is what deterred me in the end, and that is a highly advanced piece that you have to sew.
So he ended up buying his costume, but it looked really good and everybody was commenting on it.
How we doing, Dr. Strange? You don't look too strange, you look pretty normal to me.
Pretty impressive aura. Really, I just lost it.
You look a little strange.
The wall.
And then Ethan went as Sora, which I can't believe how much attention he got for his costume.
Are you Sora? Dude, that is so rad!
Congratulations on getting into Smash.
Yeah, he was the only Sora I saw all night.
Yeah.
And they just announced him in Smash Bros.
And he saw another person dressed up as a character.
He was Cloud, but not Cloud from Final Fantasy, Cloud from Kingdom Hearts. So he actually had the red scarf and
And Ethan was really excited. He got to say hi to him, and they waved to each other. I would have asked for a photo, but you're not supposed to, so it's got a little clip.
I don't think people... Once that night starts, it's free for all. Like,
Unless you're caught.
I will say this. So, my Doctor Strange costume had the cape, and, you know, they don't allow it past the waist. When we got there, the security line said that I have to pin it up or tuck it in anywhere on Disney property. So,
Which we did.
We had like buttons on the back, so it just lifted it up to waist level. And then at 6 o'clock, or about 6 o'clock, once the night started, we unpinned it, and it just, because there's so many costumes with capes and everything. We unpinned it and dropped it back down, and nobody said a word.
Like, I saw legit princess costumes all the way to the floor, like floor length, which I didn't do because it had said that we weren't allowed.
There was a couple of those, like, old-fashioned poofy dresses or whatever.
Yeah.
That looked like a Cinderella style, like, dress.
Some really neat ones.
There was a lot of really cool costumes. My personal favorite, I saw Leon S. Kennedy, and it was so cool.
No idea. And then little Lexi, it was her birthday that day, and she went as Alice in Wonderland, and she was so cute.
Yeah.
I got some really cool photo ops. In the Villains Grove, they had like the signs that say, what does that sign say?
Mad Hatter this way, Mad Hatter that way.
Yeah.
It just
that was cool.
Flashing red and blue, and it would change the sign to say something else.
And also, they had the Mad Hatter and the Queen of Hearts.
So
it's just
Mad
really
Hatter,
hard to get pictures at night and with so much going on, but
yeah,
we did the best we could.
I mean, did we take pictures with anybody?
I took a couple.
Like,
it was really hard.
We didn't stop for pictures with anybody. It was more like a quick selfie, drive-by kind of thing.
Yeah. It also, I would think, it started getting dark earlier on than in September. So that's another thing.
Well, oh yeah.
So the parade, this is by far my favorite parade, and YouTube, if you watch it on YouTube, it doesn't do it justice. You have to see it in person. It was really cool. And there's only 2 showings the whole night, so you need to make sure you make one of them.
Yeah.
And my tip for if you have little ones. So we went to the later showing on accident, and Lexi ended up falling asleep in the middle of it. So if you have little ones, try to make the first showing.
We even tried waking her up, and she just like looked, and she's like,
or she fell asleep right after she saw Jack and Sally. So at least she got to see that much.
But
I'm gonna show a funny clip of these. I don't know who they are. These ghosts. I just couldn't stop laughing.
I didn't think it was that funny.
Well, anyways, I'm gonna show that clip right now because I just think it's so hilarious. I think they look pretty funny. Okay, and then oh, and also make sure you get a good seat because a lot of them will get really close to you and make eye contact, and
we waited about 40 minutes. 30 or 40 minutes.
Yeah, I guess it just went by fast.
We used the stroller to kind of block off our little spot, and then her and Lexi waited while Ethan and I went to Soren over.
Lucky. Lexi's not tall enough yet, so.
Well, it's not Soren, California anymore now. It's
Soren over the world.
Soren over the world.
Yeah, you guys got to do a lot, and they did Spider-Man, which.
Oh yeah, we did do
when
Spider-Man.
she fell asleep, so I had to wait with her.
we went after the parade because the parade started at 10, but we were at the front of the park, so the parade didn't actually get to us till about 10:20. We were right by the
Hollywood Land.
The Sleepy Hollow statue,
yeah.
The Headless Horseman statue. We were right in front of that thing, and the parade got to us about 10:20. By the time it was over, it was like 10:40, 10:35, give or take. So we booked it straight over to Avengers Campus because the one thing Ethan wanted to try to do was Spider-Man. So even if you are not interested in Oogie Nights, like at all, it is still worth buying a ticket for that 8 to 9 hours of just riding rides. So if you have no interest in candy or Oogie Nights in general, nearly every ride was walk on. When we did the Spider-Man ride, a couple told us that they did Guardians 3 times in a row without even getting back in line. They just had nobody to get on the ride. So the operators are like, "You want to go again?" And they're like, "Yeah, I want to go again."
That's awesome. So going back to the whole have a priority list of like kind of the things you wanted to make sure you do in the night. I tried so hard to get a photo op with Jafar, and Ethan kept laughing at me because I kept missing him, or even like during the parade, I was trying to film him and I was gonna try to take a selfie as he walked by. But as you can see in this clip, he literally, right before he gets to us, he crosses the street to the other side, and my son's just laughing the whole time. So.
Oh, he went away.
Typical Jafar for you.
No, come back. Oh, of course he went over there.
The bottom line of all the tips is do the treat trail, Mickey dance party, or the treat trails, Mickey dance party, and
Parade, make the parade.
and do the parade.
Yeah,
Villains Grove
can wait.
can wait, or you could sneak it in at some point instead of a ride or something. But
It's pretty short, the trail. It's just more getting there when there's no line.
It is. It's trying to get in when there's no line. Everybody's in line for that for some reason. I'm like, man.
So like I said, be sure to keep watching for future giveaways. Who knows when the next one will be. And make sure you like and subscribe. We have a big family trip coming up now to Disneyland, and we'll be posting some updates of the normal time park and just showing what the rest of the Halloween looks like right now.
All right. Bye.
To see the whole video of us at Oogie Boogie Bash, go over to our The Johnson Minis channel or hit the link down below.